Hi there, welcome back to the Advent of Divine Justice. We're jumping in on paragraph 53, and I just want to invite you and remind you to like this video, to subscribe, to hit the bell so you know when I've uploaded a new one, and really to comment and share your thoughts. This series is designed to just reinforce your own study and deepening on the Advent, as well as hold me accountable for deepening on it. So, paragraph 53, to actually, this is so timely and relevant, so listen up, folks. To discriminate against any race on the ground of its being socially backward, politically immature, and numerically in a minority is a flagrant violation of the spirit that animates the faith of Baha'u'llah. The consciousness of any division or cleavage in its ranks is alien to its very purpose, principles, and ideals. Once its members have fully recognized the claim of its author, and by identifying themselves with its administrative order, accepted unreservedly the principles and laws embodied in its teachings, every differentiation of class, creed, or color must automatically be obliterated and never be allowed under any pretext, and however great the pressure of events or public opinion, to reassert itself. If any discrimination is at all to be tolerated, it should be a discrimination not against, but rather in favor of the minority, be it racial or otherwise. Unlike the nations and peoples of the earth, be they of the East or of the West, democratic or authoritarian, communist or capitalist, whether belonging to the old world or the new, who either ignore, trample upon, or extirpate the racial, religious, or political minorities within the sphere of their jurisdiction, every organized community enlisted under the banner of Baha'u'llah should feel it to be its first and inescapable obligation to nurture, encourage, and safeguard every minority belonging to any faith, race, class, or nation within it. So great and vital is this principle that in such circumstances as when an equal number of ballots have been cast in an election, or whether the qualifications for any office are balanced as between the various races, faiths, or nationalities within the community, priority should unhesitatingly be accorded the party representing the minority, and this for no other reason except to stimulate and encourage it, and afford it an opportunity to further the interests of the community. In the light of this principle, and bearing in mind the extreme desirability of having the minority elements participate and share responsibility in the conduct of Baha'i activity, it should be the duty of every Baha'i community so to arrange its affairs that in cases where individuals belonging to the diverse minority elements within it are already qualified and fulfill the necessary requirements, Baha'i representative institutions, be they assemblies, conventions, conferences, or committees, may have represented on them as many of these diverse elements, racial or otherwise, as possible. The adoption of such a course and faithful adherence to it would not only be a source of inspiration and encouragement to those elements that are numerically small and inadequately represented, but would demonstrate to the world at large the universality and represented character of the faith of Baha'u'llah and the freedom of his followers from the taint of those prejudices which have already wrought such havoc in the domestic affairs as well as the foreign relationships of the nations. Freedom from racial prejudice in any of its forms should, at such a time as this, when an increasingly large section of the human race is falling victim to its devastating ferocity, be adopted as the watchword of the entire body of the American believers. Freedom from racial prejudice, in any of its forms, should be the watchword of the entire body of the American believers in whichever state they reside, in whatever circles they move, and whatever their age, traditions, tastes, and habits. It should be consistently demonstrated in every phase of their activity in life, whether in the Baha'i community or outside it, in public or in private, formally as well as informally, individually as well as in their official capacity as organized groups, committees, and assemblies. It should be deliberately cultivated through the various and everyday opportunities, no matter how insignificant, that present themselves, whether in their homes, their business offices, their schools and colleges, their social parties and recreation grounds, their Baha'i meetings, conferences, conventions, summer schools, and assemblies. It should, above all else, become the keynote of the policy of that august body which, in its capacity as the national representative and the director and coordinator of the affairs of the community, must set the example and facilitate the application of such a vital principle to the lives and activities of those whose interests it safeguards and represents. O ye discerning ones, Baha'u'llah has written, verily the words which have descended from the heaven of the will of God are the source of unity and harmony for the world. Close your eyes to racial differences and welcome all with the light of oneness. We desire but the good of the world and the happiness of the nations, he proclaims, that all nations should become one in faith and all men as brothers, that the bonds of affection and unity between the sons of men should be strengthened, that diversity of religion should cease and differences of race be annulled. Baha'u'llah hath said, writes Abdul-Baha. Abdul-Baha has said, Baha'u'llah has said, that the various races of humankind lend a composite harmony and beauty of color to the whole. Let all associate, therefore, in this great human garden, as flowers grow and blend together, side by side, without discord or disagreement between them. Baha'u'llah, Abdul-Baha, moreover, has said, once compared the colored people to the black pupil of the eye surrounded by the white. In this black pupil is seen the reflection of that which is before it, and through it the light of the Spirit shineth forth. So that concludes paragraph 55.